Good morning. Well, start of a new week, and I'm down on the desert this morning. Had a report that there was a couple of cows down here that we've missed, and we kind of knew we'd missed them because we've been out a few cows. So I'm down here seeing if I can find them this morning. So I'm going to be doing some re-riding today and see if we can turn them up. We get questions all the time about how we find these cows in such a big area. We are picking through thousands and thousands of acres trying to locate these cows, and you learn how to read the signs, track these cows, and you also learn their habits and patterns, and that's kind of where we start, as simple as that sounds. But especially down here on the desert, water is pretty limited. And so you always check water when you're looking for cows. We know where the water's at, and we go in and we look for tracks and see if they've been in the area. They have to have water. So they're gonna come to water sooner or later. So that's just one way that we do that. Another way is, just tracking, and you get pretty good at it after a while. You do it long enough and you learn how to read these tracks. You get pretty good at it. Now, I'm not really good at it, but I've done it long enough to say that I can kind of track a little bit. But sometimes it's just really hard. Like, you get the wind blowing and it blows those tracks in, and you can't tell a track if the cow just made it 5 minutes ago. And then other conditions, you can tell tracks pretty easy. So anyways, I'm going along here, hunting these cows that we know are here somewhere. I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about, because I'm on a trail that they're on. I just came from water, and there were some tracks around that water. I couldn't tell exactly how fresh, but anyway, I'll show you these tracks and just give you an idea of what we're looking at as we're trying to track up a cow. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see that on this video. Let me zoom in just a little bit. But you can see the dirt is actually a different color where their tracks are fresher. There's a little bit of a white look to the tracks. And you get that white look, and that means that track was made within the last 24 hours usually. And so you can see right here on this trail in front of me, we've got tracks on here that were definitely made within the last 24 hours. They're pretty fresh. They haven't been wind blown in much at all. And so we're gonna just track these things out. We're gonna see where they go. And you just gotta get your eyes on the ground and just follow those tracks. And that's just one way that we do it. Also, the track will be preserved pretty well. So I'll kind of zoom in on something like this. Okay, but you can kind of see pretty clear track, pretty distinct. Again, that's a sign that the track is pretty dang fresh. And so that's kind of what we're looking for. So I've been going about a mile. I'm still on these tracks, and they're still pretty fresh. I can tell there's several cows and calves on this trail that I'm following. And I think they've got to be right up here somewhere, but it hasn't been too hard to track them just because the tracks are pretty clear and they're right on a trail. So anyway, we'll get up here and see what we can find. Riding my horse Cash today, and he is just doing great. Such a good horse, and coming along really well. And it's just me and him today, and it's one of those days where he learns how to work by himself. We talked about that in a previous video, and so he's gonna get some of that experience today. Really good for him to be out here. Now, I hope that just the two of us can get these cows. That'll be a whole nother story. We'll see if we can get them. So anyway, we'll keep tracking. Well, went a little bit farther, and I can see the cow. I just see one right now, but we'll see how many there are when we get up there a little closer. Okay, found 2 pair. And we're gonna put them across the highway and start them up the trail. Goes up the mountain. These are older cows and they know where they're going, so they're kind of waiting for us to open the gate and let them across. Okay, those cows are on their way up the trail. But while I was coming through that gate, I think I heard a cow bawl way down here. And so I'm gonna turn around and go back and see what else I can find. But I'm pretty sure I heard a cow bawling over here. It looks like we got several cows here, at least 3, and they're young cows and they don't know where to go and they haven't been up this trail before. So I'm gonna take them over and try to load them in the corral and haul them up onto the mountain because they're just lost. They don't know where they're at. So we're gonna see if we can get them together here and haul them up and I can trailer them up. We'll see if that happens or not. So we got some on both sides of the fence here and right along this highway, and we'll try to get them all together. Okay, we're just gonna take them back to the corral, and hopefully we're gonna take them back to the corral, see if we can get them in the corral and see if we can load them in a trailer and haul them up to where they're supposed to be up on the mountain. Got them in the corral. Now we'll get them loaded in the trailer. Whew, got him. Okay, now we're gonna see if my horse will jump in there with them so we can get all of them and my horse up to the mountain, just in case I need him when we get up there. So a little bit of pressure right here to get your horse in these cows, but I think I've got it fixed up good enough that he can jump in, and he will jump in, and we'll see. Okay, good deal. He's in. Cows are in. Good to go. Got the cows where they need to be. Good deal. Be happier up here, that's for sure. Good morning. Mark and I are over in Colorado today. We've got some cows that got out of that pasture and they're in the wrong pasture, so we've got to get them, put them back. Super windy today, so we're not going to do a whole lot of talking. We'll just do some videoing, but that's what we're doing. We've got these cows we're going to go find and get them back in the right pasture. Looks like we got half the herd up here, for Pete's sake. I don't know what's going on. Fence must be totally down somewhere. Get out of here. Must be a pretty big hole somewhere for this many cows to get through. All right, we got those cows where we wanted them. And now we're gonna go check the fence to see where it's down and how they were getting through, because that was a lot of cows. Get out of there. So anyway, hopefully we can find what's going on up here. All right, well, we did some investigating and we found where the cows were getting through. So we went and got our fence fixing stuff, got some wire, got all geared up here. Now we're gonna go fix it. There's two little spots, and actually it's not as bad as I thought it was. Those cows must really be able to jump fence. Anyway, we're gonna go up there and fix it. So you can kind of see right here where they've just busted this wire down. I fixed this fence 3 weeks ago and they've just tore it up right here. So we're gonna rebuild it, add some wire to it and stretch it tight and fix this little spot. But this is where they're crossing. You can see the heavy trail that comes right in here, jumping across the wires and goes right out in that other pasture. Okay, so here's what we've done to it. It's right there where they were going across. We added a top barbed wire and then 3 or 4 stays right in there. Anyway, I don't think they'll be getting through right here anymore. So problem solved. Marks up there, adding a few more staples. All right. All right, good morning. We are up and at it this morning. We got the cows where they needed to be yesterday, so today we are fixing fence. And that's always a great job. But we're pounding it out today. So got me and Mark and Cody's up here helping us too. So we ought to get a lot done. It ought to be a good day, I hope. Okay, well, done fixing fence for the day. Our hands are sore and we're ready to go home. We're also getting ready to turn horses out. I wanted to just show you a couple of things as we're doing that. You know, we've talked a lot about the finished ranch horse, and one of the things that we want on these horses is we need to be able to halter them and catch them and stuff like that. And I know we've talked about that, but I just wanted to show you one thing that we teach our horses to do. It takes a little while to teach it, but it's simple, and it's something that you can teach your horse to do too. When you go to halter your horse or bridle your horse, if you have a horse that puts its head in the air, man, it's a pain. It's miserable. And so we teach our horses to lower their head by touching them up here between their ears. And so I'll just kind of show you on this horse what we do there. I'll bring him around here where you can see it. But when I'm getting ready to put his halter on and I have it around his neck, I just want to be able to touch him up between the ears and have him lower his head for me. So I just touch him. You can see how he does that. Now I can get to where I can put the halter on, or I can bridle him okay. I also want his nose tipped toward me just a little bit. And so if I'm going to put my bridle on, I get him to lower his head just a little bit, pull his nose in, and now I can bridle him without having him reach up. But the way you teach that is you just put pressure on this pole up here, and the second that they give to you, you take the pressure off, even a little bit. And so really the training is all in the release right there. And so like the second that this horse feels me do that, he knows, put your head down and he'll take the pressure off of me. I also pull down a little bit on his nose and do that, okay? And just use super light pressure with him, and they learn how to put their head down. And anyway, sure makes a big difference in bridling them. The other thing is we're getting ready to turn these horses out in the horse pasture. This is a big pasture, hundreds of acres, and so we're going to put bells on them so that we can find them. And so I'm just going to show you what these bells are. But these are just bells that we put on the horses. You can hear them a long ways away, and it'll just help us find the horses when we need to find them out in the horse pasture. Anyway, Kind of a short video this week. Not too much exciting going on, but still lots of work. We got a lot accomplished, and hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next week.